Nathaniel here. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. This is a channel where I talk about online business. So I am a ghostwriter on X, and I was able to monetize my brand, close to five-figure deal, 12.5K deal in 44 days. So I share my knowledge here. And yeah, and I know what you're thinking. You might be thinking, or you are thinking, what's with that beautiful cap, right? Like, look at that. So, to people who don't know, I'm currently doing a challenge where I wear a cap every day until I get Hormozy in the podcast. So, Alex Hormozy, if you are watching this, would love to have you on. We can talk about all the different things. We'll talk about caps. We'll talk about business. We'll talk about long hair. We'll talk about mustaches. Anything. Like, we will have fun. And but the most important part that we will be talking about, of course, which we will also talk about here, is money, because everyone loves money, right? You love money. I also love money. It sounds bad, but you gotta love money so that money comes to you. Not in a greedy way, right? But you have to treat it well. You can't demonize it. And so the first step into getting that money and to showing that you actually love that money is to know and sell what people actually want. Now, this is the common problem that I see in a lot of people on X and online businesses in general, people who I ghostwrite for as well. They think that they have the perfect offer, and then they believe that people will just going to them and asking them, please take my money for your product, right? That doesn't happen. Like, no one just goes up randomly to, like, when you put out your offer there, no one just randomly tells you, yes, take my money right away, right? And it's not your fault. It's not really about your bad product. It's not really that you have a bad product or that you don't have the authority like Apple or Samsung. It's just that you still don't understand fully who you are selling to. 80% of the time, businesses don't know who they are selling to. And this is a concept from Alex Hormozy himself. If you want to get rich, you have to know your niche. If you want to get rich, you have to know your niche. Why? Because the market is the biggest determinant whether a market, whether your product, whether your business succeeds or not. Imagine, like, go back to the pandemic days when people couldn't go out and you needed to, like, wear masks and all that. Toilet paper was skyrocketing. The prices were skyrocketing. People were willing to pay $100 for one roll. That is insane. And that's what you got to do, man. Like, it works because the demand is up, right? The people who made toilet paper knew that people wanted toilet paper. So they started putting the prices up. And if you want to close those high ticket deals, those five-figure deals, 10K deals, you have to know what people want so that you can give them and then tell them this is the price. If people really want it, I mean, what's the price for? People want it, right? So to do that, it's not really that complicated. It is quite simple. All you need to know are four things about your ideal customer profile, right? So your ideal customer profile is basically your target market, but in a very specific target market, ideally one person. So if you could think of one person right now who you want to sell your product to, that's your ideal customer profile, right? And you need to know four things about them: their fears, their irritations, their needs, and their desires. So in short, you have to find their finds. So let me explain more about what that means. So this is the find matrix. And what you want to do is to know their fears, which are their deeply rooted pain points and insecurities, their irritations, which are the hurdles they continue to encounter in life, needs, what are the things that make them feel secure, and desires. What are their goals and aspirations for the future? So if you graph this out, it'll look something like this, where the future perceptions are irritations and desires, and the negative future perception would be irritation, right? So what will happen in the future? What are the possible negative things that will happen in the future? That's the irritation. They get irritated. Next would be desire. So what are the positive things that could happen in the future? That's their goals, their desires. Next, the past. So what has happened that is negative? Their fears. And what has happened that they know they need? Like, what are the things that worked before that they need, right? And so to give you a better picture of how this would look like in a real scenario, let's talk about a ghostwriting client, for example, is a fitness coach for high-level CEOs. All right, so imagine that I'm ghostwriting for a fitness coach for high-level CEOs. I would lay it out something like this. The fines would look like, first, the irritations, which is basically like, what are the hurdles they continue to encounter? I've tried millions of online fitness programs and they don't work, zero results. So that's, they doubt that if they buy another one, it will just be another like no results loser program, right? Another irritation they have is they think that it's too complicated. I mean, it's true, right? Some programs are just too complicated and they don't have time to learn the exercises and to prepare the meals. Another thing is that they think that when they buy something online, it's the same regurgitated bullshit fitness gurus sell, which is true. I've bought some programs online, and sadly, it's true that some fitness stuff are just regurgitated things that you can actually find for free in YouTube. So the opposite of irritations would be desires. So literally what you would do here is just take this, but think of the opposite. So if they have tried millions of online fitness programs, what is their goal? What do they want to get? Well, I want a program that will show my six pack quickly, something that will give immediate results and motivate me to keep going, right? The opposite of complicated exercise meal plan is something simple and easy. I don't want to be spending too much time in the gym and meal prep. The other desire they want that is opposite of regurgitated bullshit is they want something that's unique. If I'm going to spend money, I better not hear the same Andrew Huberman advice I can get for free. All right, so that's the future. That's the easy part. That's, you kind of know that going into what people want. But in terms of needs and fears, this is like the underlying, it's like more subconscious parts of people. So, for example, I've never been fit all my life. We're talking about the past, right? Deeply rooted pains and insecurities, negative perceptions of the past. I've never been fit all my life. What if I just naturally have a dad bod? Legit fear. Some people actually think that they're stuck being fat, right? Another fear that they have is, what if I spend time on fitness and that takes away from the time that I could spend building my business? A legit fear, not for fitness, but for a CEO, right? CEOs, they are working like 16 hours per day and then sleeping for the rest. So if they invest on these things, they're afraid that the time they spend here are going to affect their business, which is a big deal, is a need, right? They wouldn't be successful without the business. Another fear is that they don't know if they'll be able to commit long-term to a program that's too strenuous. So these people, high-level CEOs, probably tried a fitness program before, and then they saw that they couldn't commit to it. Even though it worked, even though they got results, they saw that, man, pushing myself to the limit every day is just too tiring for me and I can't deal with it. Legit, right? So what are their needs then? What are the things that you need? What are the cures to these fears? Well, first, they need a guaranteed program that is fit for the specific bodily needs. Why? Because when you are a dad bod, right? When you have never been fit all your life, then you need to have that security that it is personalized. If you've I bet, like, when they say that I've never been fit all my life, they have tried it. It's just that it's generic advice. The things that they've got in the past are generic advice from fitness gurus in the internet. Now, if you can provide them with a specific program that takes into account their needs and shows them how they work, well, then that's something that fulfills that fear. Like, that's something that cures that fear. Next, what if the time I spend on fitness takes away from time I could spend building my business? Well, then provide a program that does not take too much attention away from the business. I don't want to be thinking about my business while I'm in a business meeting. Well, I don't want to be thinking about my fitness while I'm in a business meeting, right? Makes sense. Next, the fear is that they won't be able to commit long-term to the program. Well, then provide a sustainable program that does push people, but not too hard that they gave up easily. So see how this plays out: future, past, more like conscious needs, conscious wants, and subconscious subconscious operations, the ones at the bottom, right? The past. So this is a solid fine matrix, but what you want to do is research more in depth. So really talk to people, talk to CEOs, ask them what their fears, irritations, desires, and needs are. And this is my favorite, is that you go to Reddit or to Quora or any social media platform and look at what these CEOs are talking about fitness, right? And then look at the conversations that they're participating in, and then, in a way, take note of their fears, irritations, needs, and desires, right? And the reason why the find matrix works so well is because we are already participating in the conversation that's happening in our customer's head. The best thing that you could get from a customer ever when you are selling or when you are marketing yourself is when they say, "This guy gets me." That's when you know that it's only a matter of time until they ask what your offer is. You tell them how you'll get them to their goals, and then they ask you for the invoice. So that's the goal that we're looking for. We want them to say, "This guy gets me." And this matrix, the find matrix, is the perfect way for you to do that. So that is all for today. If you want to learn more on how you can close high-ticket deals and how you can use the find matrix, you can look down below, see the link of close 10K deals in 44 days. I out the 5-step plan of how I closed my first 12.5K client. And that's all. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.